Sure, the noise boys are off the set, and hopefully the gentlemen I have now in studio are going to help, in this discussion. Joining me this morning is Lazarous Simukoko from the Democratic Party. Lazarous, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Good morning, and good morning to our viewers.
All right. And also joining us in studio is the youth president, Arthur Mukea. Mr. Mukea, good morning and welcome to the Sunrise Breakfast Show.
Good morning, and good morning, viewers.
All right. We're going to be discussing interesting topics this morning, but before we get to that, I would want you to just join in the conversation that I'm having with my brothers, the conversation to do with this year's theme for Youth Day, which is enhancing partnerships, sustainable partnerships, youth partnerships. Now, the gentleman I was with had divergent opinions as usual, but their opinions were that one of the gentlemen was saying that there are no opportunities in this. The opportunities in this country are for selected few, and not necessarily equal in the sense that opportunities are for those that are aligned with to the Patriotic Front Party, and they are able to get empowerment and other contracts as well, as opposed to opportunities for the other people on the left side of government. I'll start with you, Mr. Simukoko, before I get to Mr. Mukea.
Okay, first of all, it is sad to see where we have reached as a nation so far, because this theme, of course, it will only be a theme of the day. Tomorrow when we start, it will be another business as usual. First of all, we need to realize that partnership, even those people who are aligned to business-wise, there is what we call partnership deed. That is more like a contract which governs the people who are involved in that thing. But what we are looking at the moment is that the majority of the youth that we have in this country, many of them have been sidelined. Of course, I'm not going to argue with the fact that have been there where certain youths have been favored and others have been left out. This is because if you are not aligned to a certain political party, if you are not at that point whereby you need to favor a certain political party, of course, your life will not be okay in this country. And that is why even when you look at the history itself, when you look at the labor force survey of 2018, it is clearly indicating that only 2.9 million Zambians are working, and those people who are working, have got about only 3.2 people who are working only in agriculture. And then when you look at countries like Malawi itself, its population, of course, it's about 19 million. And then about 14.9 million are the people who are only working in agriculture. And yet when you look at Malawi doesn't have copper, it doesn't have gold, and all these things that we are having in this country. But at the moment where we are as a nation, or as the youth of this country, it is a situation whereby a lot of them have been sidelined. Of course, I'm not going to argue with the colleagues who were with here on set. This is because it is a situation whereby maybe for them it's only to move from where they are to this place, and they like maybe they are being driven by a certain driver to reach home, and they like. But if you visit certain places like Kanyama constituency, you visit places like the Semunad constituency where we are in, youth have been suffering not only when it comes to economic hardships, even the way they are relating with life itself. So it is a situation whereby a lot of people are frustrated. Long time in the time of UNIP, you are going to realize that it was a taboo to see a young person committing suicide. It was a taboo to see a young person indulging other activities which were not unnecessary, and that is why most of the attention was being put to the wellness of the country. But at the moment, what we are seeing, youth are abusing drugs, youth are doing all that. This is because they are frustrated. And then when you look at the taboos which we are talking about, it's because of also the frustration that has managed to set in, where young people have been subjected to the hardships which they are not supposed to be subjected in. And the economic conditions in this country, it's so sad. That is the only thing that I can say on that point.
All right. Mr. Mukea, do you think that the government today is providing enough opportunities for everyone?
First of all, let me begin by thanking the youths in the 10 provinces of Zambia. We had elections just the previous night. Okay, they voted me again as their youth president. Okay, out of 2,556, 200 from each constituency, and then we had the electoral college. So the number of voters was 2,556. And I got 1,801. Okay. my vice, the one that was actually behind
The runner-up.
the run-up got about 700. Okay,
Yes.
the other votes I think were 95 more. So I want to tell my youths countrywide, okay, in all the 10 provinces, thank you so much, okay, for giving me another chance to serve them for the next 5 years.
As their president.
As their president.
That's someone that would be watching this
Yes,
conversation
as-
want to find out
yes.
the background to,
Yes,
to
yes,
this.
yes,
Maybe
yes.
you can give us a bit of a
Yeah.
background and how
So-
those elections were held.
Yeah, so our constitution as Joshua Generation 2031, preparing to take over, okay, states that you will give up office when you're 35 if you are elected as a president, okay? So this is my last term. I'm supposed I'm actually, this is my last term. 2026, they will choose someone else. And automatically, in 2026, I'm going to be the interim, okay, president for Joshua Generation.
Until the election is held.
No. Automatically, our constitution states that when I'm 35, I'm supposed to step down, okay, and have elections in all the provinces, and they'll choose the next president who is going to take them again for the next. If he will be 10 years, then he will have to be with the organization up to when he's 35. Okay, so this is my last term. Okay, up to 2026. Okay, so I want to tell them that thank you so much for the trust and confidence you have put in me as your president, because you've seen what I'm doing on the ground. Okay, and those that did not vote for me, okay, I'm glad, because Southern Province was actually number one to vote me. Okay, the youth of Southern Province provided very good numbers for me. So I'm assuring them that I'm with them, okay, all the youths, and let us bury our differences. You know, when you have elections, there is this push-ups, you know, this hate what. But what I'm saying is that can we get back on our drawing board as youths and continue our developmental agenda and our plan, okay, for 2031, okay. Yeah, so thank you so much, my youth. I promise to lead you as your servant. Okay. Yeah. So now you were saying.
I was asking a question
yeah.
as to do you think that the current government is providing enough opportunities for young people?
100%. Government is providing opportunities for young people. 100%.
What opportunities can you cite?
I will begin by stating that we have never had such brilliant initiatives being thrown to the young people by the government. Okay? We have a number of empowerment programs going on now, which are empowering youths countrywide. And we, as a youth organization, okay, we have not gotten any funds from the government, okay? But we are seeing youths that are benefiting. There are youths for in my organizations that have been empowered. You understand? Regardless, as we are a non-government organization, okay? We are non-partisan. Our law is to provide checks and balances. Our law is to support where it is due. Our law is to argue where the government has not done well. Okay? But with your question, I'm going to tell you what I mean when I say 100% opportunities for young people. Number one, okay, if you go to the Ministry of Youth and Sports today, there are a number of programs running for young people. And they will not ask you where you are coming from, whether you're coming from PFU, PND, or whatever party. They will give you forms. You will go and apply. Okay? And based on your proposal, they will fund. I've been doing this work for 22 years now. I started at Chesa Basic School when I was in grade 9. That is the time that we formed the Joshua Generation. Okay, so I understand what is obtaining on the ground, and I understand the type of leadership we have now. Okay, I was there in Chiruba. I was young. I was there in Manawas. I was there at Arabi. I was there at SATA. You understand? And I've been having a relationship with the Ministry of Youth and Sport and Child Development. Okay, I have a lot. We have 63.
So you've existed in several governments, and
yes, and we've worked with all the governments, because once a government takes over, automatically the president of the country becomes the patron for these non-profit making organizations. You know that. Okay, so I've worked with all these governments, but I'm telling you today that we have never had a time in the history of this country when young people have been considered. Okay? Edgar Chagwa, the president today, is a man who has shown love for young people. I'm going to cite a number of programs that are running. If my youths I'm speaking now, I'm speaking to 600,000 plus youths countrywide. That is the number that we have, and I'm their president. And even I'm speaking now, they know where PF has scored and where they've not done well. We criticize and we tell them this is how things are supposed to be done. Okay, and they've responded. So the problem that we have today, it is not the government. Okay? The problem that we have now is the youth themselves. Young people don't want to participate. They want to talk. They want to be used as tools of violence by the politicians. The politicians have divided young people in this country. Okay? And us who are not inclined to any political party, okay, we know what is on the ground. And we know what opportunities are there. I'm going to give you one example. Okay? When Honorable Chitotela was deputy minister at Ministry of Youth and Sports, okay, we had a challenge where to build a skills training center for our project. But we identified land. That is 2015. I want you to understand. I knocked to Honorable Chitotela's office as a nobody. And I told him, I have found land. We want to build a skills training center with my youth. But the land belongs to the government, Ministry of Education. Please help us have this land. Honorable Chitotela said, but do you have the capacity to build the center? I said, no, first let us have the land. Then money will be found. He says, okay, come tomorrow. I'm going to subject you to a technical committee here at the ministry. Explain what you want to do on that land. We will recommend. I went and I was subjected. I was subjected to a committee. Okay, and I did my presentation. What happened? I was given a letter. Okay, Honorable Chitotela then got his phone and called PSC Bankosha. May he so rest in peace. He told Bankosha, please, you land our Ministry of Education apali impanga abantu bali posirapo ifishara. Can you give that young man to prove his relevance? And Bankosha said, Honorable PSC then said, come. I was again subjected to a technical committee at Ministry of Education. Okay, what happened? The ministry released the land and gave me in my organization. That is 2015. We've built a skills training center. That's today that training center, youths are benefiting. We have trained drivers now, numbers of drivers using that skills training center. You understand? That is one. Two, in 2011 when the PF came in power, we approached then the mayor. Okay, we asked for land, a small road reserve. We wanted to put a couch, a project called Metro Youth Project. We were given. We put up a couch there. Today, that couch has trained 235 drivers, youth drivers. They are not here. We employ them as couch, yes, and start teaching them driving. Immediately, we get you a driver's license. We offload you and give you a job card. Go to this company and flash when they were used as a president. Flash is going to give you a job. This is what we've been doing. You understand? So when a young person comes to me to tell me that there are no opportunities in this country, Me,
Climate change.
yes. What do you know what I do? I tell them, come, let's go, get in my car. Chirumburu. Okay? Have you seen this? This is a road reserve. This road reserve belongs to the government and the council. Okay? You can put a couch here and start washing cars using Vikopo. I am going to take you, you apply, I'm going to take you to the council and give you this land. That is what we are doing. Okay? So if you say there are no opportunities, today we have young people who are running construction companies. They are getting contracts. Okay? And they are being paid money. Where are you? Because you have subjected yourself to a certain political party. Okay? And today, if you look at the late President Michael Shifasat, his promise was that money in whose pockets?
People's pockets.
Today, youths have millions in their pocket and they are showing, displaying that this is what we have made. And you people are saying, Vasichosa Kutindalama. Vasichosa Kutindalama, when we are putting PF in power, the promise, why young people voted for Sata was for us to have bunches in the pockets. And today we have bunches. The leadership of these oppositions are saying, corruption. Which corruption?
Mr. Mkaya, I'm going to come back to you on that point, especially that you've touched the flushing of money in public. Now, Mr. Simukoko, Mr. Mkaya says that opportunities are there, but the problem is that some young people do not want to take up the opportunities. They want to sit back and be used as tools for political violence and not engage, in pushing for them to get these opportunities.
Okay, one thing that I can say on that point is that one cannot bite the finger that feeds him or her. Many of the times we need to realize that when we are speaking like that, we are not only speaking to the youth that belong to the Patriotic Front, or the people who are receiving favors from the Patriotic Front. And what we need to realize is that not all people are educated. Not all people are educated. And we are also saying that immediately when you look at the people who are living in this compound, a number of them are not educated and don't even know how to write these proposals. I'm also going to mention to the fact that when you look at the Patriotic Front, this government, my brother is saying that no, there has never been a government such as this and the like. It was President Kaunda. It was President Kaunda who was making sure that these youths were taken in places where they can be able to go and do the researches. Places like in KM, Asiom, and all those places. It is not strange that my colleague is mentioning over the opportunities that are there. My colleague, I don't know about that because allow me to finish what I'm saying because I've given that opportunity. So when you look at how these things have been done, of course, it is an issue where we need to be understanding where we are coming from as a nation, and you look at what we need to do as a country once again. When you look at the majority of the people who are living in this country, those people are young people, the youth specifically. Now, how many people are being subjected to this unfair law? That is why we are saying many people, you might see a youth is there, some of them are being arrested and they are prosecuted for crimes of which they can only be able to be released with a certain payment which is supposed to be made. But unfortunately, we have got unjust laws, and that is why we are saying in a country of unjust law, it is a country with no law at all. And that is why we are seeing certain members, when they are being prosecuted or when they are being arrested, those people are released immediately. A minister can even pick a phone call, oh, come and arrest me at this moment, and then from there I have a speech to present here and there. That is where we have gone as a nation. And also, allow me to mention to him to say, when you look at the opportunities, people of Zambia, or the youth specifically, they are only going to be happy if what they are looking for is found. Look at the employment itself. The unemployment rate in this country, it's so enormous that the people are not even working. Today, my brother is also testifying here to say, no, the government has been doing this, we went there. Of course, if you have a relationship with the Ministry of Youth and the Sports, it's not every person or young person who is in this country who can have that relationship. And of course, he might have been interacting with these ministers because they say, no, I know that the Dove, when he was the deputy minister at that moment in the Ministry of Youth and the Sports. Of course, it is good that he is of that kind. Let us not worry. Even in the time of UNIP, we had people who were supporting the white people. We had the people also who were supporting the regime of Kaunda at that moment, so that the country can be free. And the people of Zambia and the youth in this country, they shouldn't be able to cry to say, no, why is this person saying this? Why is it like that? Why are we not seeing these opportunities? Don't worry. This is because we had people like him, even in the time of UNIP, who were sidelining themselves to the whites who colonized us. So it is not so surprising to see what is happening in this country. And then apart from that also, we need to have a type of leadership which will put youth at the center stage. Not this kind of mediocre which we are seeing. No, we need to ensure that we put up industries, and that is what we have done in Democratic Party. We are saying immediately we come into office, all this unemployment rate can only be reduced if we increase the number of industries which are producing things. Today, as we are speaking, we are importing materials from Congo, from Tanzania, and from South Africa. But if we put up a things like an industry in Lusaka, which will be able to produce all these things, it is going to be okay. Let us look at the quarter dollar rate. My brother also here is saying that no, the PF government has done this and that. Of course, I'm going to agree with him. The Patriotic Front has failed the people of Zambia and the youth of this country. This is because kwacha, as I'm speaking today, it's 22 kwacha per dollar. Why is it so? This is because they have not taken time to look at the exportation which are supposed to be made from this country, so that what we are producing are exported later on. We gain enough foreign revenues in this country, and that is what we need to do as a nation. So looking at the opportunities, of course there are opportunities within the youth who belong to the Patriotic Front and not the youths who belong to this country as in general. So there are a lot of youths who are living in places like Kanyama constituency. There are a lot of youths who are living in provinces like Southern, Western, and all these areas who have not been given this opportunity.
Do you think they are pushing enough, though, to want to be a part of these opportunities, or are they sitting and waiting for the opportunity to find them and them find the opportunity?
What is important is that the youth of this country are so hardworking. And we have reached at a stage in this country where it's not what you know, but who you know, and that is where we are at the moment. And that is what leadership is. That is not what leadership is supposed to be all about. What you need to realize is that when you are a president, you are not a president for the people of Southern Province, for the people of Western Province, for the people of Lusaka, Luapula, but you are a province of you are a president of the whole nation. And that is why when you are a president, you need to understand what kind of opportunities am I going to give to the youths who are not educated? What kind of opportunities am I going to give to youths who are educated? At this moment, my brother is saying that you are going to be given a form to fill in when you write, and meaning that kind of empowerment, it's segregating those people who don't know how to write, who don't know anything. Of course, I might have a grade 12 certificate, but believe you me, if you gave us equal amount to get that young person who is living in Munali, who doesn't even know anything about education, that person can flourish more than me. This is because when you are looking at business, those are practical things which you need to embark on. But at the moment as we are speaking, a lot of youth have been neglected, and that is why I had mentioned earlier saying, when you look at the theme of this Youth Day today, there is partnership. And I'm saying those people who are involved in business, there is what we call, whenever they're in partnership, there is what they call partnership deed, meaning that is more like a document which will be governing those people. Now, when you look at that deed itself, now there is also sole trading itself, meaning alliance and avintuvake, every person with on his own, and that is where we are at this moment. Alliance and avintuvake. But what we are calling for is unity. What we are calling for is for the people to be able to work together, for the young people to work together and make sure that things flourish. And that is why in Democratic Party, once again, we are saying immediately we form government, we are going to ensure that all that Ministry of Youth and Sports, we are going to abolish it and put segments or a place in every ministry where youth are going to be having a place. Ministry of Agriculture should have a department of youth. Ministry of Health should have a department of youth. At least this is because we are dealing with a population which is so huge, which are these young people.
Right.
Immediately these young people are given those segments, it will be enough. But the Ministry of Youth and Sports itself, it's not enough to cater for all these young people we have in this country.
Right. Let me bring back Mr. Mkea. Mr. Mkea, you did make a statement to say that is why the government is doing so well in empowering young people. That is why we are seeing young people even displaying the cash that they have acquired. Bank of Zambia governor last week, Mr. Christopher Mvunga, did say that he has had a look at one of those videos, first of all, and he says that one of those videos had fake money, and the other money was not actually money; it was paper. That was just put together to make the money look like in drama Zambia. So that is a fallacy. That is a lie by that particular cadre. Mm-hmm. Then also there is the accountant general who is saying that the money that is being seen displayed on various social media platforms is not coming from government. This money is coming from the people themselves. So I would want to find out, is it normal, and what is the purpose for a person that has acquired a bit of money to go to social media and just display money in such a manner?
That question, I'm going to answer you, but I want to...
Sure.
Yes.
We have about 10 minutes, so I'll share five minutes with you.
I want my brother here from the Democratic Party, a youth from Democratic Party, I want to explain to him why he's complaining, okay, and why he's saying government is not doing enough, okay. I can tell you, my brother, okay, you don't waste your time. Don't be used by someone who has selfish ambitions. Someone that wants to be a president should come to you and tell you that this is the way to go. Okay, I don't support, I support the government of the day, okay, but I'm not a PF cadre. I've never gotten a single way from any minister, okay. I run this organization with the policies that government has put in place. To my policies, to many government in fact, because we are chasing these policies and make sure that whatever policy is pronounced, we get use of it. I'm going to tell you one thing. One, okay, the Haiga bus project, I proposed for that project, okay, and I told government how those buses were supposed to be managed, okay, but what happened? Government gave other youths. Today, government has procured Matanka, and we are on the edge. We want to tell them how those tankers must be given to the youths. Okay, what you are saying about the opportunities not being there, what did you do for a living?
Should I answer you now or
yes,
maybe I wait
no,
my
answer,
time?
answer.
Now, that is not important.
Okay, yes. So now, listen, I want to tell you that the government has released 28,000 hectares of land, released 28,000 hectares of land, okay, in 2015, which has been resettling youths that are going into agriculture. Today, as I'm speaking to you, my organization, Shalom, participated in the last farming season with the youths. We produced 300,000, okay, metric tons of maize, okay, and we are on the edge of producing another 300,000 metric tons. Okay, we have young boys that we have resettled. We as an organization, we have resettled in Mwandi. We have young boys who resettled in Shangombo. Okay, going into agriculture. Okay, and what we are telling government is that this is not enough. Can we have machinery so that we get more youths into farming so that they can be having money? There are opportunities there in the government which the president has. There's 470 million kwacha. Now, as I'm telling you, it is seated in an account waiting for you to go form a cooperative if you're not rented. Government is saying form cooperatives and get someone who's rented to be on top so that you can access these funds. They are not giving you a PF Veka. The same way Karara is giving you money, that is the same way that the PF cutters are being given by their ministers. You understand? So you have to understand that before you tell us to support you, let your president empower you. Let your president give you a project. Let your president buy you car wash machines. You start washing cars. Okay? Don't come to us to say when we come into office. Honorable Kalawa was under PF. Okay? He worked. Okay? Of course, he's got small. Everyone knows. What has the Honorable Kalawa done for the youths of DP? You understand? And you are here saying, this is what we'll do when you come in power. Which power? Which power? Because the time for you and me is now. And you and me must share ideas. Don't waste time, okay, with these politicians who are using you because then they want to be president.
Mr. Mkaya, what did President Sata do for the young people before he went into power?
Before he went into power? I've told you. I have told you. Okay? I have told you. I've mentioned the Mandi youth resettlement.
No, before he went into power, President.
Before he went into power, what Sata did, okay? said
No, I
one.
think just
Wait.
there. What has President Lungu done in Chawama before he became president? That is the simplest question. Because
Lungu is not a president for youth in Chawama only. He's a president for the country.
History. He was the MP for that constituency. And that is why I've mentioned it. He was a lawmaker. It means he has done something for that place. I'm telling you, what has President Lungu done for the people of Chawama?
Now,
when he was MP before he became president, we are saying that President Tarikala doesn't have money, as I'm speaking to. He doesn't have money like maybe the money which President Lungu has, maybe the money which maybe even you have. What I'm telling you is, what drives a nation is a policy and not money.
There are policies that government has put in place.
What does President Lungu, what did President Lungu do before he became president, when he was the MP of Chawama?
Go to Chawama. Lungu created the industrial youth clusters for young people. Go to Chawama now. There are 5 industrial clusters that Lungu created in Chawama. And today, as I'm speaking now as I'm talking to you, okay? Now as I'm talking to you, one of the clusters is a cluster which is recycling plastics for young people in Chawama.
I'll come to that because it's your time to talk. Let me.
Yes. So when you talk of your excellence, he's a president for everyone. Today we are doing a project as Shalom, and government is supporting us, leather clusters in southern province. We have gotten 1,000 youths, and we want these youths to start collecting leather so that they process it goes to China. I propose to the government for that road, the resilient, climate road resilient in Dudumwezi to Itetes. We said, can we have young people empowered in agriculture along that road so that their produce can go to. Today we have they are farming there, they are buying cars. You understand? So when you talk of police, what we young people are supposed to do now, listen to the policies that government is telling us, and see an opportunity in that policy. Like now, there is the multi-sectoral youth empowerment program. Using the multi-sectoral youth, this multi-sector, what we have done as a project, we are giving 2,500 driving licenses for free, and the multi-sector is going to pay the LATSA. Okay, and the youths are going. My youth are very town. My license. They are getting licenses now. Using the multi-sector, no connection whatsoever, my guy. These policies which are put in place by government, they are ours to look and see, not to blame. You understand? Today I'm going to give 56 pieces of land to young people today. Okay, the young people, the ex-inmates who are in prison, I'm giving them today 56 places where they are going to make makaosh. And because there are a lot of kaoshes in town, we are going to put mtengwa moto kapa 15 kwacha. Okay, so that they can have business. I have put them in groups of 24. You understand? So when you talk of government not working, my brother, I'm telling you, don't waste time. Look at the opportunities which are there. Get these opportunities. Let us talk about voting part 12. Not manja. Manja tunika tinkala na drama. Now as I'm telling you, me have youths whom have empowered with the car washes. Now so vasuka mamoto kabari busy. You understand? But you, where are you? You are here, you are talking about GP. Uzachoka pano, uzenda kunyumba, ulibe drama. Vasuka mamoto kakuja, wakomboka na drama. Manje wakaenda mbawa, wako tumwambele kwa musha tawe, ni wa PF. No! I'm not PF. You understand? I support the government. Tomorrow, if Zambians give him a chance to come in State House, which is not possible, I know. Okay? Because he's not on the ground.
All right, Mr. Simukoko, you can wind up.
Okay, that is the most important thing.
Yes.
Look, when you are dealing with the issues of the youth in this country, and
which I've been doing for 22 years.
I'm even surprised. Anyway, I don't want to talk about anything else. But what you need to realize is, I don't know the authority, and I don't know whose mind you are speaking that President Tarikawa will not be president in this August. Because as I'm telling you, because I said which is not possible.
Wait,
not
I want to tell you something. Can I tell you what?
Look, let us look at how these things are moving here currently. President Edgar Lungu, I'm the deputy Lusaka province youth chairperson, and I know what is happening in Chawama today. And also I know what is happening in Munadi right here. Today you can say, no, we are going to give this and that. Come on, every person can exaggerate figures here. And what we are trying to say is, the moment you are dealing with all those issues, let us be able to realize, is it benefiting the majority or the minority? And who are the minority? The minority are the youth who are supporting the patriotic front. Because today as I'm speaking, PF is not winning these elections, whether you like it or not. I'm telling you the truth.
No.
Now, the authority that you have, look, only God knows who is the next president at the moment. So you speaking the mind of God
we
to
have
say
2 minutes.
no. Yes, let me conclude within that 2 minutes. Saying no, saying that no, this and that and that. No, President Tarika will not be president. Alamukashokwa, Loleleni, Alamukashokwa. Let us look at where he's coming from, which is Bati. What has President Tarika done in Bati? President Tarika in Bati, all the 19 polling stations that were there, he managed to build the schools. A lot of people, even when he appeared on KFM, said that how come you are the MP there and you failed to take a tarmac at your home? The response was, what will that tarmac which will come to my place benefit the people of Zambia? And on what condition did President Tarika leave patriotic land? It was on the basis of corruption, and today I'm not surprising. Because you are saying that today if you see the youth are flashing money and they like it, where are they getting this money? And you said that they promised us more money in people's pockets. Of course, I agree with you. We never knew that more money in people's pockets meant only those who are in PF and not the people of Zambia. Because at the moment as we are speaking, of course we can come up with all those figures, we can do whatever it takes, but the truth is still the same. Go to Kanyama constituency, go to Munari constituency, go to Lufunsa, go even to this Katuba constituency, and all those places. That Katuba constituency you are seeing, that was an industrial area previously in the government of UNIP and part of MMT. Where have those industries gone to? Today they are also saying that no, this government is prioritizing this. President Lungu promised the people of Central Province that Mulungush textiles will be opened. Has that Mulungush textiles opened, or maybe it is your organization or your initiatives that are opening on behalf of that Mulungush textiles? This is where we have gone wrong as a nation. We need sound leadership. The leadership which will ensure that they are prioritizing the needs of the youth. Notice your mother that no, today you are here, you are speaking, and they like, if you don't know the voices I'm carrying right now, you can't say that today I'm speaking. This is because the people I'm representing as I'm speaking today, you don't know them, and I don't know the people I'm representing, but as I'm speaking at the moment, I'm carrying voices of different people, and at the moment, when I'm done with all this program, I'll go direct to the secretariat to meet the youth, because today it's Youth Day and I'm the one who is heading this Lusaka province, and I know the kind of plans that we have for the youth. That is the only thing that I can say. So for now, let us realize the type of leadership that we have in this country, because when we go on like this, it is not going to be a good thing. Only when we stand on leadership.
Seconds.
It is sad that we still have young people that are thinking like him. Because one, Ari Kalaba was MP for Bahati, okay? When he resigned, he could not put, if he was on the ground, he would have won like the way Chimbakambiri did in Luansha.
So do we
yes, but if he was popular, he was supposed to bring a candidate.
How do you win for the SC to didn't put the MP there?
Umfeniama buke ni na mushala mwamfa ama youth ukupange ndalama ife tulolesha pachishala no kuchikirina chishala chilya mwamfa no kupangapo restaurant for youth, okay, from filth to wealth. That is what we are. Today we are integrating as an organization. We are integrating 250 ex-prisoners. Today I'm launching a project there. You are not aware. Background pesa by the way. Me, I'm in all the constituencies. I've got 153 representation in all the constituencies. I've given 1,000 driving licenses to youth in Chawama. And I'm still doing that. We have projects that we are running now. As I'm telling you, enhancing what? Youth and private
partnerships.
Today, Zambia
and pick up viruses and can transfer viruses to your eyes, nose, or mouth. 3. Avoid physical contact when greeting. Be ready for coronavirus. Be safe from coronavirus infection. Be smart and inform yourself about it. Be kind and support one another. be supportive, be alert, be kind, be ready to fight COVID-19. This message is brought